Okay, so first of all, I saw this chart and I wanted to see if I could recreate it in Excel. You should know that I couldn't find the numbers that this chart was using, so I made some numbers that I thought looked reasonable for the sake of this Excel tutorial. The first thing that I'm going to do is go to Insert and Shapes and then select the oval. Then I'll hold down Shift while drawing this shape to make it into a perfect circle. We can see in the Shape Format tab that we have two numbers for controlling the size of the shape, the height and the width. But what I want is for these numbers here to be represented by the area of the circle. So in order to do that, I'm going to need to use this equation here. Area equals pi r squared. You can see that the height and the width are really just the diameter of the circle. So I'm going to need to take these numbers and convert them into the diameter. The first thing I'm going to do is make these numbers much smaller because at the moment they are way too big for me to be able to use them. So I'll divide everything by 100,000. And that gives me more reasonably sized numbers. Then I'm going to calculate the radius. So for that, we have to do the reverse of this equation. We'll take the area and divide it by pi, and then we need to square root all of this. And that gets me the radius. And then getting the diameter is nice and simple. We just need to take the radius and multiply it by 2. Now, of course, it doesn't really matter what these numbers here are. What matters is that all of these circles are proportional to each other. I am going to make all of these circles using VBA. I will delete this circle here and then go to View and Macros and Record Macro. Then the name of this macro will be MakeShapes and OK. And now the macro is recording. So I'm going to go to Insert and Shapes and I am going to make another circle. Then I'll go to View and Macros and stop recording. Then I can right click on the sheet name at the bottom and go to View Code. And in Modules here we have Module 1 and this contains the macro that we just recorded. I'm going to delete the comments here as we don't need them. All we really care about is this line of code in the middle, which is making the circle. So it's helpful to know what these numbers are. So they are left, top, width, and height. And these numbers here are in units of points. So 72 points is equal to 1 inch. I'm going to change the left here to 200 and the top here to 200. And this controls the position of the shape. And I don't really care where it ends up. I'm just putting in some round numbers. And then we will have the width and the height be the same number in order to make it be a circle. And I'm going to change this to a variable and I'll call it CircleSize. And then I'll copy this and paste it in here as well. Then I need to tell the macro what I want CircleSize to be. So I'm going to make this equal to ActiveSheet.Range, open and close brackets, and then in quotation marks, I need to put in the cell reference. So the first number here is in cell E3. So for the time being, that's the cell reference that I will put in. Then I need to tell it that I want it to take the value in that cell. Now that this is set up, I will run this and you'll see that it makes a new circle for me here. Then I will delete both of these, and the next thing that I want to do is give this circle a name. So instead of it being .select here, I am going to change it to .name and then make this equal to another variable, which I will call CircleName. And then I will copy this line of code here and paste it underneath, and change this from CircleSize to CircleName. And instead of this being E3, I will change it to A3, because column A is where I have the names of all of the diseases. Then I can run this, and now we get the same circle as before, but this time I can go to Shape Format and Selection pane, and you can see here that it's actually called tuberculosis. That is the name of this circle. Now I'll delete this, and the next step is going to be to add in a for loop so that it will make multiple different shapes at once. So we will do for I is equal to 3 to 9. And I'm choosing the numbers 3 and 9 because the values that I have are in rows 3 to 9, so that's where I want it to get the numbers from. Then at the bottom of this, I need to put in next I in order to close off the for loop, and I'll indent everything in the middle. Then instead of getting the value from E3 every single time, I want this to change. I still want to have it be in column E, but I want the row number to be different. So I'm going to use the AND symbol to join this to I. And I will change each time we go through the for loop. So the first time it will take the value from E3, and the next time it will take the value from E4, and so on. And I'll do the same thing here for the name. So I'll leave it as A, but then join it to I. Now that I have this set up, I can run this, and you can see that it has made multiple different circles, all of different sizes. I'll select one of these circles and then press Ctrl A to select everything. Then, while I still have Ctrl pressed, I will deselect pictures 1 and 2, so I just have these circles selected. And I'll move these to the side, and then go to Shape Format and Align Center, and then align to the bottom. So I now have these circles in the correct position. I'll then press Ctrl 1 to open up the formatting pane. And then I'll change the color of these circles. I'm not going to be particularly fussed about actually making the colors match. I'm just going to pick something that looks reasonable. Okay, and now I will select one of these circles and press Ctrl A again, and go back to the selection pane and hold down Ctrl and deselect pictures 1 and 2. Then go back to the format pane, and I'll change this so that it is no line. Then I'll go to Shape Format and group all of these together. And now they are grouped together so I can control them as if they were one object. I'm now going to try and line this up with the chart that I'm trying to copy. And then I'll just check to make sure everything is a reasonable size. So we can see smallpox looks about the right size, and malaria and plague and influenza and cholera and then AIDS. So everything looks about right. I will show all to get all of those circles back. And the next thing that I want to do is add in lots of text boxes so I can label all of these circles. And I'm going to use VBA in order to do that. So I'm going to copy this line here and then comment out the original line and paste the copy underneath. Then I'll change this so instead of adding a shape, we'll be adding a text box. And instead of this saying shape oval, we need it to say text orientation horizontal. I'll leave the position as the same, and then I will change the width to be 80 and the height to be 20, because I can have all of my text boxes be the same size. Then instead of changing the name of the text box, I want to change the actual text inside the text box. So in order to change that, I need to have TextFrame.Characters.Text. And now that this is set up, I will run this code. And you can see here that it has made the text boxes for me. I'm going to move this one down, and then I'll hold down Control and I'll select all of the other text boxes, but I'll select them going from bottom to top, because it's important in this case to select them in the correct order. Then go to Shape Format and Align, and we will distribute vertically in order to spread out all of the text boxes. Then I'll move them over the top of the chart and go back to the Format pane. And I'll change this here to No Line and No Fill. Then go to Text Options and change the vertical alignment so that it is middle centered. Then I am going to adjust each of these text boxes individually so they line up with the circles underneath. Then I will press Ctrl A again to select all, and we'll deselect pictures 1 and 2 again. Then I'll go to Align and align everything to the center. So now the text boxes will be lined up with the circle underneath. Then I can group all of this together. And then everything is now joined together, so I can move this around as if it were one object. Okay, so in this video I have shown you how to make a chart by making lots of circles which are all different sizes. And that is everything.